Hello again. Now, KwaZulu-Natal's new MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Siboniso Duma, wants to engineer ways to fight what he says is the biggest challenge, poverty. He was sworn in last week and will hit the ground running. KwaZulu-Natal, though, still reeling from the floods of April that devastated parts of the province. Siboniso Duma joins us now here on Today for a conversation following his appointment to the new provincial executive government. Mr. Duma, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Welcome to Today. Can I ask you first, and this question I'm sure you've been asked, but I have not asked you. Why did you not avail yourself of the premiership of the province when you are the chairperson of the governing party?
Good afternoon, Baba Moyane, yourself and your viewers at home. Thank you so much for affording us this opportunity. I'm sure I've been asked many a times, and the answer remains the same, that at the level of nationally, the president must automatically become both the president of the ANC and the country. When you come to the issue of province, there is no correlation between the chair and the premiership. In the region, there is no correlation between the regional chair and the mayorship. So it depends on the material conditions and what do you want to achieve at that particular time. With the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we'll realize that now is the time, maybe let us champion the issue of women emancipation through the female candidate who is currently now the premier, Comrade Nomusa Dube. But other than that, it was a matter of ensuring that you balance some equations politically. The provincial conference also gave us a mandate, balance some of those things, but be versatile on the issue of history. I think we've made history by ensuring that the conservative province like ours could prove that the female is adequate enough to lead the society of KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question. You said the conservative province like KwaZulu-Natal. Will she be empowered enough to do that, understanding that history of that conservatism you've referred to?
I think she grew up organically in the structures like the ANC Youth League. She has been experienced enough. She has been exposed. At some point in time, she was the eThekwini speaker, so she served at the core of understanding the third sphere of government, the local government. She has served as an ambassador, the diplomatic corps, so she's been having an international relations understanding and the acumen. She has served as the COCTA MEC. It means that another stakeholders there was traditional leadership, Amakhosi, Izinduna, NGOs. So she has been able to understand and cracks the principal matters, meeting with the Isilo and having a nice rapport with King Zwelithini Kabhekuzulu. So she is familiar enough.
Will you, as chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, support her in government all the way? You are serving under her in the provincial executive as an MEC. She is the premier.
I've served under the leadership that has been led by Comrade KZN. Comrade Nomusa was the deputy secretary at some point in time, was the treasurer at some point in time. So this comes naturally easy for us that we complement each other. Herself understand that Comrade Duma at the level of the ANC is the head, that we must also rally behind him at the level of government as the premier. Comrade Duma understand that Comrade Dube is deployed as the premier, so I will be ensuring that I complement, I also submit under her leadership, and which is something that we are familiar as the ANC, and the task interchangeable. It's easy because she's also part of the collective led by Comrade Duma at the level of the PC. So there is that natural rapport and ideological understanding that the matter is not about us. It is the issue of us leading the society and changing people's life through different programs.
The matter is not about us. It is a matter that we need to be improving people's lives. You've been given a very powerful portfolio: economic development, tourism and environmental affairs. I mean, it can't get bigger than that for KwaZulu-Natal. We know how the province always attracts tourists to Durban, and how Durban has been hosting international conferences. And economic-wise, the province has suffered quite a lot since last year's July riots and the April floods, and you're still battling with the aftermath of that. What are your key plans as you assume this new powerful MEC position?
I think you'll understand, when it comes to natural conditions, we are the province that is blessed with highest rainfall in the country, competing with the Free State, Mpumalanga and Northwest. So in terms of infrastructure arrangement, a lot has been done, because the reality is that we compete with Gauteng province and Western Cape as a province. So if KwaZulu-Natal is rich enough, we've got some nice natural endowment, mineral resources beneath the soil, and our topography as well is also mountainous, which means that we attract even international tourists. A lot must happen, I think, when it comes to the issue of expropriation of land. For instance, our municipalities, our provincial government must undertake a role of identifying some strategic land for development. We still have to woo investors, and KwaZulu-Natal as a province is stable when it comes to the realities of employment. So, which is why we are saying that the youth is capable. We've got almost a lot of tertiary institutions that are currently producing the skills required by the market, but yet there is a scarcity of resources, because the economy is controlled by monopolies or private sector that is not yet at the level of understanding that the more the merrier in sharing the giant piece of cake, so that it becomes easy for the communities not to suffer while there is a lot of resources, trouble in the land of plenty of some sort concept.
So you're going to be focusing on employment opportunities, because many people say it begins there. If you are going to succeed to address issues around poverty and inequality in KwaZulu-Natal.
Government is obligated to create an enabling environment, but the progressive government must also intervene by not just allowing the environment to be enabling on its own, because we also a disciplined force of the left, which means that if there is poverty, it means that there is inequality, it means there is unemployment. Let us be biased towards that direction in creating more opportunities. So ours will be focusing on youth development. They must just come into the mainstream industries like the retail, like the textile industry, like manufacturing, automobiles, and agriculture. Those are the areas the women have suffered a total onslaught, even historical. Now is the time that they must partake in the process of economy, which is why we will also condensify the issue of township economy and rural development economy, where the focus area is that let us not all go to cities, the metros. Where we are, we must create an environment right there through FDIs in some instances, through the Growth Fund, for instance, through Fourth Industrial Revolution, on matters of new concept. Let us do that so that it becomes easy and not cumbersome, that for the youth come from Nongoma must only go to Durban for new opportunities, or Gauteng province. For someone from Umsinga must be able to adapt in the environment, but be result-oriented and be able to be equipped with skills and opportunities where they are.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon on Today on eNCA. That's Siboniso Duma. He's KwaZulu-Natal's MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs.